Alright, here we are on a beautiful late morning Arlington, Texas day, handling several cars out of a collection. This is a very nice limited edition. It's something you won't see very often, and you'll definitely attract crowds when you own it at a car show, that's for sure. 1932 Ford Dearborn Deuce. It's a 75th anniversary custom edition that was built by, from what I can retrieve on it, was built by Hot Rods and Horsepower out of Connecticut. Early on, they were going to build limited production of these, like 32 or so, but from what I've been able to tell, they have not, they did not complete the 32 that they were talking about, but they're all custom one-off. The chassis on it is custom built by Hot Rods and Horsepower. It has a lot of little neat idiosyncrasies about it. We'll get it up on the lift here for you, and as we're walking around, we'll point out some things. It's finished in a deep midnight blue. Very nice, like a Ford color, almost like a Ford dark blue. It's or corporate blue color. It's got metallic in it, just a light metallic. I know this camera has a tendency, or this video camera has a tendency to pull out the violet. So make sure you go to Spud's Garage and look at my still shots. It's going to be a lot closer to the color. We're shooting it here in the sun. We get over in the shade, you'll see how it's just a nice dark deep blue. Louvered hood. Underneath the hood here is really the fun part in the chassis, like I talked about, but it's got a Ford Motorsport crate engine underneath the hood. It's rated at about 350 horsepower, 320 foot-pounds of torque, 32 valve. I believe that's 4 valves per cylinder. We're going to maybe get interrupted, people driving in and out here. Cover all the details about this. It has the chassis out back has a Kugel suspension in the rear. We'll talk about that as we wander around the back, but we'll also get it up on the lift for you here. Nice salt flat style kidney bean wheels on it. But the 4.6 itself has a stack style fuel injection on the top here, and you'll see a lot of polished components and chrome plated items here. Serpentine belt drive would have been factory, but it's definitely been dressed up quite a bit. You see this from all the braided lines, the exhaust. Those are Motorsports headers on it. We get down low here on the suspension. It's a drop front axle with chrome plated steel I-beam up front here with a unisteer cross steer. You'll see it has Willwood disc brakes up here, up front, polished calipers, braided lines. But you have to really look all over the car. There's literally, see the 75th anniversary logo. This is a custom stainless addition to the chassis before they painted the chassis. There's King Bee style headlights with early style lenses on them. Turn signals are in them. Factory style grille shell. Has air conditioning. A lot of interruptions here today, airplanes and people hanging around. You'll see the 75th anniversary logo here for the valve cover. A lot of thought went into these cars. So the 75th anniversary of the 1932 Ford in 2007 has the air conditioning's down low here, hung down low. Everything's kind of hidden on it. The lines are nicely tucked over here back, not completely hidden, you can see them. It has Ford Motorsport ceramic coated short tube headers on it with the O2 sensors here, so it's fully computer controlled. Again, you'll see the 75th anniversary was laser cut. There's a lot of that in the chassis too. There's a soccer place next door, and we have a lot of kids and a lot of cars out today. This paint is just beautiful. Swan neck style, chrome plated swan neck style mirrors. Has the soft canvas Mercedes style cloth top on it. For those of you that don't know about Dearborn Deuces, they're really unique. It's actually a Roadster that's got roll-up windows. It's got air conditioning. You raise the, it's got a little top here. The top actually folds down in. We'll have pictures of Spud's Garage with the top down and the top cavity as we have it. We're putting the top up. You can see the deep blue in the my reflections in the side of the car. Base coat, clear coat. Out back here, we talked about it has a Kugel fully independent rear suspension in it, quad coilover shocks, inboard rear polished brake calipers, disc brakes in the rear. Forgot to enter here on the passenger side, so go back and do that for you. Very high-end Pro Belt Dearborn Deuce. It's a full leather interior and trunk. This is definitely high-end leather and a really high-end Mercedes style wool carpet in it. AC controls are right here. You'll see the gauge pack goes across, very nicely done. Has the 25th anniversary logo, Ford logo in the gauges. This seat is full leather. You can see it has a flip down armrest on it. The back is fully adjustable. Seat belts are retractable here. Very nice. Has about 2,000 miles on the odometer. We'll go around and fire it up here for you in just a minute. We'll do a little bit more research and see what else we can find out about the build. But this was custom built for a client, I believe another collector here in Texas. See, the chassis has a fully engraved center section here, plate that encapsulates the Ford 9-inch on the Kugel suspension. Coilover shocks in the back. Plated, polished and plated components. It's a really nice stance on it. Those kidney bean wheels. Just has a good look and feel to it. It's all true blue Ford, that's for sure. I'm sure I missed some of the anniversary edition components that were put into this car. Again, gray leather, full gray leather interior, vertical pleats, nice armrests here. You'll see this is high-end leather. The carpet, you can see the sheen on it there. Quality. This is the trunk and the convertible top well that you open up to put the top away. Billet banjo steering wheel as we get in here. Tilt steering column. All the controls are easy to get to. Emergency brakes down right down there where you can get to it. Again, four-wheel power disc brakes. Vintage AC controls here. 2,229 miles at the time of inspection. The steering wheel also has the 1932 Ford 2007 75 anniversary edition engraved on the steering wheel, on the banjo steering wheel here. LED indicators. Headlight switch is going to be right here. Electronic fuel injection. Starts right up. Gauges, half tank fuel. Oil pressure's almost 90 pounds. Again, a motorsport crate engine. 350 horsepower. Tach's working. To rev it up a little bit. Has defrosters here too. So it has heat and defrost. Temp gauge, volt gauge. Alright, we're going to take it for a little spin here. Quick little power window switches are right here in the center console. You just reach down, driver and passenger. Okay, we'll get you in the trunk here. The level of detail, like we talked about during the walk around, you can just tell the sheen on the carpet, the high quality carpet. I'm sure I talked about that. We're doing this before I do the walk around. Oh, this is all high-end leather stuff. This is not a vinyl in the back, it's leather. Vertical pleats. Alright, we have this Dearborn Deuce up on the lift here, cover the undercarriage for you. Very nicely done, limited edition build. Has Kugel rear suspension in it. They have inboard polished disc brake calipers on it. This car is a limited edition 32 to 2007 75th anniversary edition. This is the part number that they utilized during build of these cars. I did check with the manufacturer of the differential and did find out that they produced probably less than 10 of these differentials. I do not know the exact number of the cars. Kugel suspension is very nicely done with the inboard brakes, the coilover shocks in the rear, polished and plated assembly. The chassis is done by Hot Rods and Horsepower out of Connecticut, with some really neat custom stuff as we roll up here. The exhaust has been ceramic coated, comes apart so you can get in and out, silicone hardware. Brake bias assembly is set back here. It does have four-wheel power brakes on it, power disc. The chassis structure here, the inner structure, is fully boxed chassis, all braided fuel lines, that type of thing, inline pumps and filters. But this is all stainless welded to the chassis, and it's all been laser cut with 75th anniversary. It says Dearborn Deuce 2007 underneath here, 75th anniversary. You'll see the Ford insignia has been laser cut. Has hush power mufflers that fit nice up on the chassis here. I don't have the specs on the transmission. I believe they put a C4 automatic is what that looks like to me underneath here. Beefed it up, the 4.6 32 valve late model Ford engine, fuel injected engine, is just way too cool for school. We talked about that on the top side. Hairpin front suspension with a forged steel plated dropped axle Super Bell. Has polished backing plates, smooth backing plates with wheel calipers up front. Has a unisteer rack and pinion steering, cross steer. Very high-end build on this car. This chassis structure is just neat. Turn around, come back, do a different view, angle view for you. Super Bell axle, like we talked about. Big B headlights here. Multi-leaf, mono-leaf spring up front here. Or buggy spring leaf, multi-leaf. It's more than one. Not mono. Mini high torque starter. Aluminum center section, Ford 9-inch housing on these, aluminum drive shaft. A lot of money spent on this car, chassis wise. Tires are Pirelli Scorpions. These salt flat style wheels are cool. I'm going to get the tire size here for you, are 265/70 R17s in the rear. See the rails are painted body color. Up front here is a P185/65 R15. Again, Pirellis. These are P6 all season tires.